Arsenal Fan TV. Mo, very disappointing today. I mean, first I'll ask a question. Alexis Sanchez, what's happened to his form? I mean, he's not looking anywhere near the player he was last season. We know he's had injuries and that, but he again today when he came on, didn't really impact the game.
Yeah, to be fair with him, it's been the last couple of games where he's tried and things just haven't come off for him. But, with world-class players, they're going to continue to back themselves. They're going to continue to try and do what they've always been doing, because ultimately we know that class is permanent and, form is temporary. And right now he's going through a bad patch. But I'm not concerned about Alexis Sanchez. He's far too good to start thinking this is something.
We need him clicking, because we've got that game against
for sure.
Barcelona. He's one of the players that we're kind of depending on to have a big game. And as I said, we just haven't seen it from him recently.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, I'd much rather Alexis was going into the game against Barcelona on top form. Fact of the matter is he isn't. But it's just one of those things that world-class players have to go through from time to time. Just, it's not going to work for you, but you keep on doing what you've always done. Ultimately, that's what's got you where you are. There's no need to change it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. He'll come through it, and then in a few games, he'll be banging in the goals again, and we will forget about this little bad patch. It's a shame that it's clashing with this massive super tie against Barcelona, but we've got nothing to worry about with Alexis. It's not working for him, but it will do again.
And we need it to work for even the other, but it didn't work for no one else today. Why are we not scoring goals?
I've always thought if Man City had Laurent Koscielny, they'd walk the league. And if Arsenal had Sergio Aguero, we'd walk the league. And it'd make the difference in every single game if you have a world-class striker up there. But ultimately, I think one thing we just have to accept as Arsenal fans, or as football fans, sometimes it just happens like this. Sometimes you can have the best players out on the pitch. Barcelona have the dream team, right? They're drawing 1-1 right now. I'm sure they'll go and win the game 7-1. But there's times where they don't make it happen, right? And it's just football. Obviously, the better the players are, the better the system is, the less and less that will happen. Arsenal do need better players, but regardless of the players out there, sometimes I think you have to look at a game and say, do you know what? It was the right lineup. We dominated. We had all the chances. And unfortunately, it was just one of those days. And that's what I'm going to put this one down to, because don't get me wrong, I am deflated. And there is a part of me, there's always a part of me that wants to run and rave and say it's not good enough and talk about the money in the bank and all of that sort of stuff. But really, none of that is relevant today, because I was happy with the team selection. I thought, fine, it's balanced. And we've got a huge game coming up that we have.
I think we should be playing all the best players.
That's ridiculous. Just not even going to, I think, Robbie, that conversation between you and I is pointless, because we know it's ridiculous. You cannot.
There's someone's just been, two people actually, not just Claude, someone else here saying that for far as they're concerned, don't
You're
laugh at
laughing,
me.
Robbie. Listen, Robbie.
Give me the mic.
No, Robbie, give me the mic. Why are you laughing when you answer that? When you ask me that question?
Because it sounds ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
But what I'm
so,
saying,
not Robbie. What I'm saying is, let's not entertain that stupid, absolute stupidity. No, it's stupidity. We know you can't play your best players week in, week out for the whole of the season in this modern day and age where you're playing, how many games a year? 45, 48, 50. Stupid. Let's move on from that point. There you go.
All right. Okay. Can we beat Barcelona? Can we beat them on Tuesday?
I've always been a firm believer that Arsenal can beat any team on their day. And I think Pep's Barcelona was better than this Barcelona. I thought they were phenomenal. In terms of the actual players that they had, you could argue they've got some players that, might be better. But in terms of the system, in terms of off the ball, in terms of everything, I think they raised the game of club football to a different level. And we beat Pep's Barcelona, right? So we can beat this Barcelona. I'm not saying I expect to. I'm not saying the bookies are making us favourites. I'm not saying I even think we will. But if you're asking me, is it possible? Of course it's possible. Where I think it will be much harder and will potentially come unstuck is the away leg. And the way I see it, look, Arsenal and Barcelona at home for Arsenal, either team can win 2-1, 1-0, 3-2, whatever it might be. But only one team can win 6-0. And that's Barcelona, to be fair. Let's accept that. And I think that's what we need to be very cautious of. Make sure that we put out a system that limits their potential to go and absolutely obliterate us. Because I at least want to go to the new camp in with a chance. So, we can do it. It's going to be very, very tough. I am scared. Don't get me wrong. I will have a sleepless night before the game. But, what's the point of being a fan if you're not going to come and hope for the best? Anything can happen in football. Let's just hope that we can do it. Midgetland beat United. A few years ago, people would have said that's a miracle. So I'm just hoping that we can pull something off. And the last thing I want to say about today, right? We didn't play two holding midfielders. Okay, get that out of your head. Who has seen Elneny play that much that you can say he's only a holding midfielder and he's not capable of that box to box? This time next year, I'll be on Arsenal Fan TV and talking about Elneny as if I know him, as if I know his style of play. We're all novices in analysing Elneny right now. So I don't think we played two holding midfielders today. It certainly didn't come across that way in terms of the positions he was picking up on the pitch. He was having digs from the edge of the box. He seemed very box to box to me. So I don't really buy that whole, two holding midfielders thing. It's just unnecessary criticism today.
Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV.
In mentality. And if you go in with that, then you can do it. I personally believe we can beat Barcelona. We can do it. If we go in with a winning mentality.
What's the tactics to beat Barcelona? What do you think?
Well, just go at them like